JoJo show creates entertainment that is all about pushing boundaries, that's about bringing comedy into non-conventional venues, and really slaying some of our cultural sacred cows while giving everybody a really good time. Well, we created Carpenter's Halloween that was now 3.5 years ago. Came up with that initial formula as sort of a comment on all the jukebox musicals that were coming out of Broadway that are either based on a popular movie or on a popular music group. And so we decided really the next step is combining the two. And so for Carpenter's Halloween, we combined John Carpenter's 1978 Halloween film with the Carpenters music. And we were really looking for what was going to be the next big cult hit that we could put together. And I've been wanting to put the music of Queen with the Alien franchise for a few years now, and finally took the time to write it. We are the champions. We are the champions. I think they work really beautifully together because coming out of the same time period for a lot of the music for the 70s and the early 80s of the Queen music that we're using, they're both incredibly dramatic. They're rebellious in their art forms. They both play a lot with gender, both with Sigourney Weaver, playing a role that was originally written for a man, and Freddie Mercury, of course, who went from hyper feminine to hyper butch and back in his career. And I think there's a bombast to both that's really enjoyable to parody and play with. When I started listening to places that we could pair up moments in the show with their music, there's so much of their music works for this show. It was sort of hard to select and pare it down. Turning inside out, yeah. The costumes are really taking off on 1978 for the first act, which parodies Alien, and sort of the clothing of that period, combined with the sci-fi jumpsuits that they all wore in those movies. And then for our Act 2, which parodies Aliens, we play with the 1986 time period a bit more, with all the Marines and with the aliens that appear there as well. The puppets are all being done by Jabberwocky Marionettes, which is a company with Lolly Extract and Amber Marsh, who create ridiculous, large, three-dimensional puppets for this show. So they've created all of the alien beings that we're using for the show, and they're spectacular.
Just keep frantically moving it, trying to create, even if you grab it anywhere on the puppet.
I use puppets because I couldn't find any aliens that I could get for non-union scale. So puppets are cheaper than actual xenomorphs or whatever those were.